The note said, 1630 be at the agreed place. 1830 swallow capsules after effect. Protect metals wait for signal mask if signal mask. Nobody has ever explained what it meant. The two men who wrote it were found dead the next day on a hillside in Brazil, wearing lead eye masks over their faces. No capsules were found near the bodies. No one came to give a signal. No one came at all. The case is called the lead masks case. It is one of the most unusual unresolved deaths ever documented. August 17, 1966, Niterói, Brazil. A teenage boy was flying a kite on the Morro do Vintém Hill, when he discovered two bodies lying in the grass near the summit. Both men were fully dressed in suits. Both were lying on their backs. Each was wearing a lead eye mask. Thick, handmade shields of lead shaped and molded to cover the eyes. A waterproof coat was spread nearby. An empty water bottle, a wet towel, and the handwritten note. The men were identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel José Viana. Both were electronic technicians from a town called Campos, about 160 kilometers from Niterói. They had told their families they were traveling to purchase materials for their business. On the afternoon of August 17th, witnesses saw them at a bar in Niterói, purchasing raincoats and a bottle of water. They appeared normal, calm. They left and walked toward the hill. No one saw them after that. The toxicology results came back inconclusive. The investigation had been delayed. The bodies lay on the hill for several days before being properly examined in the heat, and the samples were badly degraded. No definitive cause of death was ever established. No poison, no trauma, no sign of violence, no sign of illness. Two men simply lay down on a hillside in business suits, covered their eyes with lead masks, and died. The note in their pocket described a sequence of events. A meeting place, capsules to be swallowed, metal protection, a signal to be awaited, a mask to be worn that reads like instructions for something, a ritual, an experiment, a contact protocol. The lead masks became the center of the investigation. Who makes a lead eye mask? The answer is no one in any conventional context. Lead shielding is used in radiation exposure, in certain experimental applications, in contexts where someone is anticipating a bright or harmful light and needs protection for their eyes. Investigators could not determine where the masks had been made or who had made them. The men had no known background in radiation science or materials engineering beyond their work as electronic technicians. What investigators did find in their research into the background of the two men was a community. In the 1960s, a significant number of Brazilian spiritual practitioners, particularly in the UFO and spiritualist communities, believed that contact with extraterrestrial intelligences was possible through specific rituals. That certain substances, taken in the right quantities, could expand consciousness to a state where contact could occur. That protective materials, like lead, could shield the human body from harmful energies emitted during contact events. Manuel and Miguel had been part of a circle of people who believed these things. This does not explain what killed them. It suggests what they might have been attempting on that hill. But the mechanics of their death, whether the capsules were taken and what they contained, whether anyone else was with them, whether what they experienced in their final hours was something they expected or something that went wrong, none of this is known. A woman named Graciete de Araujo Nogueira claimed to have seen a UFO over Vintém Hill on the evening of August 17th. Other witnesses in the area reported strange lights and atmospheric phenomena around the same time. These reports were logged but never verified and were considered unrelated by investigators. Several researchers have noted that the hill itself was known locally as a site where unusual phenomena were occasionally reported. The Brazilian investigation closed without a verdict. The case was categorized as a death under unknown circumstances. Both families were left without an explanation. The community the men had belonged to fragmented over the following years. Some members moved away, some stopped talking about what they'd been doing. No one who might have known the full details of the experiment, or ritual, or contact attempt has ever come forward publicly. The note remains the most compelling piece of evidence and the most impenetrable mystery. Its instructions are specific enough to suggest a plan, a real sequence of events that was supposed to unfold. The timing, the capsules, the signal, the masks. Something was supposed to happen at 1830 on August 17th, 1966, on a hillside in Brazil. Manuel and Miguel followed the instructions as far as the evidence shows. Whatever was supposed to happen next didn't, or did, and wasn't what they expected. The lead masks were never matched to any manufacturer. The capsules were never found. The signal, if one was given, was never documented, and the two men on the hill never got up. The note sat in a police evidence file for decades. It was analyzed, photographed, studied. The handwriting was confirmed as belonging to one of the men. The content was never decoded beyond the surface meaning of the words: meet, swallow, protect, wait, mask. 60 years later, the note still reads the same way. The masks are still unaccounted for. The capsules are still missing. Whatever was in them, whatever Manuel and Miguel swallowed on that hillside, whatever they were waiting for behind their lead-covered eyes, went with them when they died. No one has ever explained what they were trying to do, or what, for a brief moment on that August evening, they might have seen.